I'm getting ready to record.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know if I copied music over to the proper folder.
You did call-ins with Skim, so...
Yeah, and they were fine. Zero issue, so I don't know.
So we should be all right.
Should be okay. Okay. All right, now we're ready. This is real now. This is so for real. It hurts. Everybody hurts. All right, here we go. Begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, I am in jeopardy.
Long time no see, no more.
Bill Gates got through... Oh, sorry. What? It was supposed to be, how did Bill Gates get through that? How did Bill Gates get through TSA? Jeez.
Oh, I thought it was like, got that through TSA?
Oh, maybe I did. Bill Gates got that through TSA?
There is not enough fish here.
Bug farts will fuel the future.
Major spoilers and Trek Nerd and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
What's happening, people? I'm Paul Stanley, and I'm back at the hotel after the show. This is the guitar I use every night. This is the one that's rocking the nation and rocking the world. The Washburn Paul Stanley model. What's it going through? A Randall Colossus amp. I designed both. They're both for you. If you want to rock, let the music do the talking, plug in and go.
Are you turning green? Or were you already green?
The Morning Stream into daring rescue action.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to TMS.
That's how Popeye would describe our show. Oh, you're listening to TMS.
Yeah, I don't know. Today's a little whacked. Literally, the first sentence out of my mouth is broken, so you know what to expect. I don't know why. I'm just so tired. I think I have a cold coming on, and it's early, so it feels like I'm in the middle of fighting it. And so if that happens, it's like just dragging me down. It makes you just want to lay down. Like after the show today, I'm probably just going to lay down.
Might as well. You know what? It's Veterans Day. A lot of your clients and your work stuff probably won't be happening anyway, right?
Yeah, less than usual, I guess.
It's kind of a day off,
yeah,
sure.
Sort of. I mean, do you? How do you find your holiday like this one? Do you think it slows down a little bit?
Sadly, all my clients are intact today. So there are 3 things that need to get completed today.
Yeah.
2 of them are fairly major, but yeah, it's going to be a work day, but I'm still going to find time for Dead Cells and Recliner.
Yeah, Dead Cells and Recliner.
Combo that can't quit.
That's right. That's a great combo, actually. It's a really good combo. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a very good combo.
Your ideas of
loving that game. Just totally loving it.
It's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe this is a cold, maybe it isn't, but I'm grouchy as a result, and just had a weird weekend. It was a lot of busyness and stuff. Family things. We had a party over at my sister's house because we had to do Thanksgiving early because a bunch of people aren't going to be here. So we decided to have a big, full-blown turkey mashed potatoes kind of event last night, and
nice.
It was good and everything, but just kind of wears you out, you know. And people, let's say this: certain relatives were a little grumpy at this event.
That doesn't help. Yeah, I know you don't want to name names, but yeah, I know what you're talking about, for sure.
If I name names, I'm in trouble. So
Tina's going to be doing the hosting this year for Thanksgiving, so family is all coming to our house. And then the very next day, I'm doing the cover-thon, doing what I did last year, 18 hours instead of the full 24, because at 3 a.m. nobody's doing nothing. There ain't no charity money coming in. Everybody's just sitting there watching me try and keep my eyes open. So
yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
We got to figure it out because we'll probably do a TMS as part of that. Probably do a film sack as we've done in previous years as part of that.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll try to fill the hours that you're not playing music with other content. But yeah, it is that time of year, and I feel like after BlizzCon, my goal was like, I'm just gonna chill a little bit. I'm gonna do me for the holidays a little bit, and now I feel like I'm already behind the 8 ball, and just it's already busy, and I don't know what I thought or expected, and I still have to we have to put flooring in. We got some painting to do. Like we're crazy if we thought we were gonna have like a chill holiday season.
Holiday season? Yeah. No, it's not in the cards, man.
Not gonna happen. In fact, here's the weird loop I got into last night. Got home from the party. Was like a little hypered up, and I got in the mood to play Diablo 3 because for whatever reason, all the recent Diablo controversy has just driven me to want to play Diablo 3. So I fired it up on my PC. I got a little second screen over there, and on there I decided to watch Jeopardy, the Tournament of Champions.
Nice.
Which is on Netflix, by the way. And
did you figure out, by the way, are they current episodes on Netflix besides the Tournament of Champions? Is it
all it is? So I did find this out. There's two quote unquote seasons. They're more like comedians and cars getting coffee, and they're calling them collections, basically.
Okay, all right.
So they're not really seasons, but the first collection is the Tournament of Champions, which is the previous years or whatever winners, and they all come and fight each other. And they're mostly playoff, like semifinals and all that kind of stuff, and then they have the big final couple of games at the end. And I watched that all the way through. And then the other collection that I just started. I'm sorry. The Tournament of Champions is like 2 sets of full championship run, so it's almost like 2 seasons in itself. And then the other one is the decades thing. You know about that one where it's like winners from the 80s come back and compete, and then the winners from the 90s have to compete. And then
so
at
you
the
get your
end,
Ken Jennings and your Brad Rutter and
all your people. The 80s guys were all like, we're talking like 85, 86, some of these guys. And, back when Trebek was like in his 40s and had a sweet mustache and all that. But for whatever reason, I just got in this loop where I couldn't stop running Greater Rifts in Diablo while I listened to and watched Jeopardy. Is that weird? It's a weird thing to do.
That is weird. It's great, but it's weird, yeah.
That's freaking weird. And by the time I went to bed, now I'm dreaming this dream of, when I finally get to sleep, I have dreams all night of a weird combination of the Burning Hells and Alex Trebek. Like, it's all just... Because he was the soundtrack.
I'm sorry, we were looking for demons. Demon. Turiel, you've got control of the board.
I think he is fascinating. The dude's like 78 and looks like, he's under 50. He looks great, that guy.
He does. He looks amazing for under 78. Very much like my dad. Like, I imagine Alex Trebek, like you go and you have a beer with Alex Trebek. I imagine it's a lot like, this is interesting. We're getting a flower delivery.
Oh, flowers. Hey.
From Veldkamp's Flowers. What is it? It's a Veterans Day. It's November 12th.
Yeah.
Did I forget a thing?
I don't know. It's not your anniversary or something. Something weird like that. Are they? Is your wife home? She gonna get it?
She is. She's home. She's getting it right now. I'll have to ask her. Who's sending you flowers there? Who's your secret admirer?
What if it's like James Bond villain thing where they go shh and puts everybody to sleep?
Well,
you never know.
We'll find out. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if those come from Veldkamps.
Right.
I think you can't say, let me get a bouquet of carnations and roses and some baby's breath. And can you throw one of those knockout packets in there?
Yeah, no kidding.
Immediately goes off.
What if it's like in the movies, the hitman always shows up with a bunch of flowers, and then the flowers drop, and there's a Tommy gun underneath there. So you got to be careful of that. I mean, that was the 20s or something, so I'm not sure that's still a thing. But who knows? Maybe you forgot something, dude. Maybe
I know. I'm trying to think like anniversary. No, that's in June. Birthday. No, we're covered there. Yeah, don't know.
I think it's really funny if it was something that was really big and you totally forgot. I do that all the time. So
she would have brought it up to me because we did Mystery Date last night. And,
tell me about Mystery Date. What'd you guys do?
So it was Tina's turn to take me, surprise me. So we started out. We went to a ramen place. I kind of knew that was coming. She's like. We were talking about dinner on Saturday night, and she's like, well, think about where you might want to go for dinner Sunday night because we have Mystery Date, but dinner will be part of it, but we don't have to go anywhere specific. I'm like, oh, well, let's go to my favorite ramen place. So there's 2 or 3 favorites that we have in town, and we went to what I would have described previously as my number 3 favorite. I think they've moved up to the number 2 slot. They're not going to surpass Osaka Ramen in the River North District, but what's this place called? Senaki. Let's call it Sensei Ramen.
All right, perfect. Nailed it.
This is my dojo. Bow. No mercy. No, it's really, really good, and it wins points because it's nice and close. I can be there in 10 minutes.
Oh,
and that's a good distance for ramen.
Yeah, that seems all right.
So after that, though, I had absolutely no idea what was going on. We went to AMC Theaters, where I surprised her with South Pacific a few months ago, and I said, you know what? I'll totally even go mystery all the way until we're inside the theater, till we're going on our seats. So usually, you walk in to the movie theater, they look at your phone and scan your thing and say, oh, okay, you're seeing such and such. That's over in theater 4. I said, I'm going to cover my ears in case they say what we're seeing. And then as we walk into the theater, I'm going to look down at the ground like I'm a mental patient or something as we walk in, so I don't see the board that says what we're watching.
Oh, right.
She's like, oh, this is great. All right, cool. I said, I'm not going to have any idea until the lights go down. So we get into the theater, we get to our seats, and on the screen, unfortunately, they're showing trivial facts about the movie Die Hard, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary. And I'm thinking, all right, well, this question is going to be about Die Hard. And then the next one comes up, and it's also about Die Hard. And it says TCM, Turner Classic Movies, in the bottom right corner.
One of those.
It's weird. It's weird to lump Die Hard into a Turner Classic Movie thing, right?
Yeah, I don't.
It's also weird to think that it's 30 years old.
Yeah, I don't either. Both of those things don't really compute for me, but sure.
No, really doesn't. But it was so awesome to see that movie on the big screen again. It is just as exciting and fun to watch as it's always been.
Even the Bill Clay scene.
Even the Bill Clay, yes. Bill Clay.
Bill Clay.
Welcome to the party, pal. Come to LA. We'll have a few laughs.
That's an awesome thing. I love this. I love this.
Tina nailed it. Like, again, just comes up with the perfect mystery date.
Yeah, good time of year too, because it's more Christmas, but still, it's like this holiday movie in a weird way, and it
totally is.
Fits.
I mean, it takes place on Christmas Eve. The Ode to Joy and Let It Snow are played throughout the film, and they're looking for a Christmas miracle.
Yeah,
they're looking for a Christmas miracle. I present you the FBI.
Bring me those detonators. But the thing I like about it the most is that it used to throw me, because the idea of a Christmas Eve giant party at the company seems odd to me. I've never known anyone ever to do that.
Yeah, no company would say, by the way, that day you're probably going to want to spend with your family. We're going to have a Christmas party that night. You know why? Because we're Japanese. Welcome to Nakatomi.
Yeah, welcome to Nakatomi Plaza. Or was it Plaza? Plaza Tower? Nakatomi Plaza. Where we're here to entertain you and have 15 floors that are unfinished, and
right.
Yeah, all
it
that.
Is funny because you've seen it so many times, and you're starting to notice other things like they do a setup. Takagi, or is it Takagi? Who's the main guy that runs Nakatomi? I can't remember the guy's name.
Takagi. Yeah,
I think it's Takagi.
Yeah.
If you close your eyes, he sounds like Sean Connery.
Oh.
Well, we do have a few floors that are unfinished, but welcome. I'll find your wife and.
Yeah, it's Sean Connery trying to do a light American accent.
It's Rising Sun Sean Connery.
Yeah. That's the one. Oh, I love it. That's perfect.
But yeah, you start picking up on all these things. They do the setup really early on. Well, we're hoping to be, this is our building, and we still have a few floors that are unfinished, but we're really hoping it goes well. And
yeah, they'll be conveniently unfinished so that the best action can take place on the floors that aren't quite finished. We will have a conference room that's totally finished so that we can shoot Takagi in the head.
Exactly.
And, yeah.
That room is really well done and leads to the vault, which is also really nicely done.
Yeah.
But everything else is 2x4s and somebody's random computer that'll be used to make a makeshift bomb with some C4 later on in the film.
Who's the guy that plays the cop? I forget his name. The TJ.
Mel Johnson.
Okay. He's in this show my wife's super into, this Heart of Dixie. It's like this kind of comedy dramedy WB looking thing about some Alabama town where this doctor from New York moves there, kind of fish out of water, but then fall in love with the place, and lots of relationshipy stuff. It just sucks. It's not for me at all. I just hate it. I hate this show. But my wife really likes it, and that's fine. She can have her things. So she's watching the show, and in comes that guy. He's now a regular on that show, so I can't deal with it. the guy that's down there going, Al, are you
for his pregnant wife? Or,
are you still with me, Al? Or all that. He's just this guy in the town rolling around, and I'm just like, dude, you shouldn't be here. You should be trying to help Bruce Willis get out of that building alive and take down the terrorists.
He's the reason you're dealing with 8 terrorists instead of 12.
Yeah. You know what? Chat room's right. It's a lot like Doc Hollywood, except not as good.
Oh, really? Okay, so it's big town.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, here we go. New York Dr. Zoe Hart, played by Rachel Bilson, has reached a crossroads in her life when she decides to accept an offer from a stranger to work with him at his practice in Alabama.
Yep. And the guy who's the dad in Alabama, or the guy in the practice in Alabama, is another actor you'd know from a million things, and I can't place him right now, but if you'd see him, you go, oh, you're like you're always the principal, or you're the dean, or you're the jerk, or you're the head of the company that no one likes, like the guy's in a trillion things.
Tim Matheson?
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure.
I do like that it's got Scott Porter from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, he's what do I call him now? Like in Friday Night Lights, he was the wheelchair guy in the first season. He looked like a high school kid then, right? In this, he looks like he's totally a 30-something kind of little puffy dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The puffy dude.
He's just a little puffy.
Tim Matheson was, he was in Animal House. He was the, I guess he was more the womanizer. He wasn't the leader of the Tridells, but he was it Delta? No.
Matheson.
Am I making that right?
Yeah, hold on.
Was it Delta? Delta Tau Chai. Kai.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Chai. That's the guy.
Chai.
Yeah, Chai T.
Centering their chi in Delta Tau.
Anyway,
Delta Tau Chi.
And he's always a dad and everything. Let's see.
Yeah, Tim Matheson, yes, totally.
Let me see the thing he's most known for if I click on this thing here. Okay, he's 70 years old. He looks great for 70.
He does, yeah.
What's going on with these guys? Hey, IMDb, why are you so slow? What's the deal here? What's going on with this? Okay, here we go.
Because everyone in the chat room is going there now.
He was on West Wing. He played the vice president. That's why I know him the most. He was the VP for the first couple seasons.
Oh, that's what. Okay, that explains. People in the chat room were saying he was the original VP, and I don't know. I didn't know what that was a reference to.
Yep, they're totally right. He's in all sorts of stuff. Anyway, that guy's in it. So a bunch of weird people are like, oh, I know these people from things, and then all the young, pretty people you don't know.
Yes,
are all over this show.
Caitlin Black and Cress Williams and McKaylee Miller. Yeah, there isn't a funny looking.
Whoa! Did you guys hear that? Brian took a dive there. Oh, you still there? You there? Oh gosh, hold on. We got something going on here, folks. Let's see if we can. Oh gosh. Okay, we're gonna hang up on him. And we're going to try that again. I don't know what happened there. That was obnoxious. Oh, okay. Is it back again? Is it better?
Back again.
Whoa, that was weird.
I'm gonna blame you because you were noticing some slowdown on IMDb first.
Yeah, it could have been. It might have been me. Although I didn't lose any frames. Usually I'll lose frames if that happens. But
oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know what that was. I blame Discord. Anyway, so there you go. It's a dumb show, but what was my point?
Heart of Dixie.
Heart of Dixie. It's stupid, but my wife
Reginald
loves it.
L. Johnson from Die Hard.
Buying
some Twinkies for his wife.
Oh, there you go. All this stuff's making sense now. Hey, right. Also, I think maybe playing Diablo and listening to Jeopardy all night may have inspired the weird Mario art I've been doing lately. So,
yes, I forgot. Yeah, your naked Mario is great and disturbing.
Well, just for reference, I'm sending you the latest in Discord so you can see all three of the set. There's only three. That's all I'm doing. But,
man,
you got your naked Mario. Here, let me zoom in chat so you can see. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Where'd it go? Okay,
wow.
Let's try that again.
The Yoshi is the most disturbing one of the bunch.
It's the most Yoshi of the mosty. Okay, so if you go to Yoshi,
the Farmer Tan though.
It doesn't actually make sense though because his feet shouldn't be tan, but yet I made them tan. It doesn't make any sense.
Right, like he's running around barefoot.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But there's Yoshi giving you never think about this part, do you?
Right. Yoshi does have to poop out eggs.
Yeah, it happens constantly in the game. You just don't ever get this view. So that was the thing I did. And then finally we have what looks to be Luigi fleeing some sort of sex dungeon. Again, I don't really have a good explanation for any of this, but I think
what would Luigi's safe word be?
Mario. No, I don't know what it would be. It would have to be. What would it
come
be?
With the death stares, whatever. It is.
Yeah. Woo-wee! It's just a silent. that silent Death Star from his car, you know that's when he's in trouble.
That's right.
Anyway, my daughter, so it's so funny, my daughter saw all of these, and she says, Dad, you know what my number one problem with all of this is? She doesn't like any of these. She goes, my problem is the armpit hair on both Luigi and Mario. She doesn't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty, it is severe. It's like...
it's severe.
Like he's one of the Baldwin brothers or something.
Yeah, like it's freaking Ron Jeremy or something in that Mario shot.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what inspired all that. I just want people to know that I don't feel like I had my full faculties while I did it. So
should we all be glad that you haven't done a Princess Peach or a Toad?
Yeah, probably, because I thought about it. I did consider the Toad thing for a while, and then I changed my mind. I wouldn't have gone too crazy. The idea is just to be slightly disturbing, not grossly
not
overly
offensive,
disturbing.
Not like, oh, but just like, oh.
He was like, oh, I don't think I'm comfortable with this. Like that. That's what I was aiming for, and I think I got it with those three.
Nice.
So anyway, our long national nightmare is over. Also, a shout out to Silas. Yeah. Now, he's not going to see this for very obvious reasons once I tell you this, but that hideous wildfire that is like the worst in California history that broke out and destroyed thousands of homes and displaced thousands of people.
One.
Yeah, the Paradise Fire. They call it the Camp Fire, but I don't know why they call it that. Did it start
the north one I think is the Camp Fire. The one up in Northern California is the Camp Fire. This is the... Oh, what is the one in the south called? They have a couple...
Oh, I thought this was the same.
He is actually in the chat room, by the way.
Oh, is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Is this the one... Which fire is it, Silas?
The one in Paradise, the Southern California one.
Oh, he says campfire.
Ventura. Oh, is it? Okay, it is the campfire.
So the Woosley fire, which is the campfire one, right? I don't have those mixed up.
No, that's why I thought there were two of them. I thought there was the Woolsey and the camp were the two different fires going on.
All right. So Paradise is the campfire. Anyway, lost his house. His relatives lost their house. We're not the first people I've heard from in the Tadpole who have had similar stuff happen, but this one hits very close to home. We always see Silas in the chat room. And
it is Silas. Okay.
Silas. Sorry, Silas. We feel terrible for you, man. Like, that's awful. Like, what an awful freaking thing. And
his family is safe. I
can't even imagine this. I can't.
Had time to grab necessities and things from home, but yeah, he's been thinking a lot about all the things that he lost in the fire that can't be replaced, and
it's just awful. I can't even imagine what this is. What this is like. Just have your life upended that way. So anyway, we're thinking about you and pulling for you there, and hopefully stuff gets good. We sent a big contingent of Utah firefighters just left to California to try to help. I know a lot of other states are doing that as well. I think it's great to actually see surrounding states and the region in general responding in such a positive way to do all they can to come out there and help what is otherwise a horrible situation. I kind of just wish we had a chief executive officer in our government who wasn't a dick about it. That'd be great.
Right. Let's not figure out, let's not blame
there's nothing to even blame. He blamed forest fire management on a thing that has nothing to do with forests. Right, oh my gosh, dude. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, so here we go. So I'm looking at the map now. So the campfire is the north one. But Paradise, I was thinking, was closer to L.A. The Hill Fire and the Woolsey Fire are the ones down in L.A. The campfire is the one up north near Chico and Paradise. And
I thought Woolsey was the Paradise Fire.
Woolsey's one by Thousand Oaks and Ventura County, Malibu.
See, that also sucks. That there's so many now that we can't even keep them straight.
My aunt and uncle had to evacuate. I think they're still fine. They're in Simi Valley, but it's bad. It's horrendous.
It's bad. Like, it's just bad. It's the worst year on record, and this is the worst fire they've ever had, or the most destructive fire they've ever had is the one up north. But regardless, just sorry, you guys. I don't even know what to say to you. It just sounds like a rotten deal, and nature is a tough cookie for sure.
Yeah. So we're thinking about you, Silas, and if there's anybody else out there who's having to deal with this, we're thinking about you too, and hope you guys are getting through this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, now let's have some fun. And if Silas is here, hey, we'll have some fun with Silas. How about that?
Yes, for sure.
Let's call Brian Ibbett. Dunaway, I mean. We already have Ibbett. Ibbett is here. He's not going anywhere.
I'm here.
We're going to call Dunaway, and we're going to make him do some things that he's not necessarily expecting. That's not true. He's expecting this entirely. He knows what he's doing. He'll be fine. Oh, I even hear him wrestling around with the thing.
Yes.
So
wow. He had to pull his phone out of an old shoe that he keeps on his desk.
An old shoe.
That's not a shoe.
No, it's also not a. Oh, even worse. All right, here you go. All right, we're going to play a little game called Babble Royale. It's when somebody calls into the show and plays a little game with us, and they do that every Wednesday and Monday. Today's Monday, and Brian Dunaway's here with us. Hi, Brian Dunaway. How are you?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Dunaway.
How are you?
Yeah, is it you guys again?
Yeah, it's us. It's us, for sure. Hey,
no, I'm excited. I'm glad to hear you guys. I miss you.
Well, we talked on Saturday. What did we do Saturday? What was film Saturday?
We didn't
was
talk
it?
Talked about Young Guns.
Oh, yeah, Young Guns.
Tommy.
Yeah.
We didn't talk as much as yell at each other. I mean, I'm glad that's over.
Yeah, we're done yelling about Young Guns. No, Young Guns is an interesting entry in the Film Sack Pantheon because I feel like it opened up a lot of discussion about what, when do you have, like, the idea that the Brat Pack existed. We don't really have anything like that now. And maybe since, I can't think of
we had the Frat Pack for a while, which was like the Vince Vaughn, the Owen Wilson, the Luke Wilson.
Are they called they're called the, what are they?
They were called the Frat Pack. Will Ferrell.
I think you're right.
I don't remember this.
And then there was the Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard. I don't know if they ever gave them a pack name, but they were, they had their little
the Scrat Pack.
They were.
Yeah, here we go. Frat Pack is Ben Stiller, Jack Black, Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Will Ferrell, and Vince Vaughn.
Oh, all right. Will Ferrell's in that.
Will Ferrell's in that. Because, I mean, you think about, like, Old School and...
Yeah, but they were all old when they did that.
And Old School.
How come John C. Reilly should be a member of the Frat Pack, shouldn't he? Like, I would think.
Yeah, I'd put him in there. He's always with those guys.
But he was kind of, like, hanging on to Will Ferrell, though, wasn't it? Wasn't that kind of the thing? Wasn't he, like, an older kind of guy?
Isn't he still hanging on to Will Ferrell?
Well, I think...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think Will Ferrell's older than him.
Age.
He's older than him, isn't he? Will Ferrell's older than all those guys, I think.
I don't think he's older than John C. Reilly.
Really? I think John C. Reilly just looks old.
All right, how old do you think John C. Reilly is?
Well, right now I'll just say... I'll just give you a number and then I'll tell you how much younger I think he is than Will Ferrell. So I'll say John C. Reilly is 50, Will Ferrell is 52.
You're very close on Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's 51, John C. Reilly is 53.
Oh, he's older. Gosh dang it.
He's older, yeah.
All right, Step Brothers. I should have known. Let's see who we have on the line. Hi, good morning. Who's this?
This is Heather.
Well, hello, Heather. It's nice to have you here. Where are you calling from?
From near Ashley in Ohio.
Oh, very nice. Ohio. I had so much fun up there. Had a great time up there. Hey, welcome to the show. We're going to play a little game with you. Brian Ibbett will explain how it works and how you could win.
That's right, and I'm so glad Heather does not sound like a robot. Hey, I'm going to give Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic, and they're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job, Heather. One job. You've got one job. Well, you really got two. Is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you're playing for a 3-pack of Steam codes, Scribblenauts Unlimited. I almost said it was Scribblenauts United. That'll be the next one. Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor. That's a great game. And because those games are so good, we're going to top it off with American Truck Simulator, because who doesn't like to simulate the experience of driving an American truck?
A lot of people love those games. They are into those. Oh, yeah. Those are very popular. Ridiculously over the top popular, yeah. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. You know what I actually think it is? I think it's the same reason people like to do space trucking games where you're like delivering ore across the universe and stuff.
That's true. You know what? That's a good point. That is
it's a similar hook.
Are you telling me you guys wouldn't like just love a day where you could drive a real big rig? You telling me you wouldn't?
I would absolutely love doing that.
Yeah, I do.
But would I like to play a video game where I drive a big rig? Not so much.
I don't know.
No one in their right mind is gonna let you guys drive big rigs. So
those are hugely popular. The Euro Truck Simulator and the US one are gigantic hit. So somebody out there wants to.
Do you get to drive across Alaska in that like ice truckers kind of?
I don't know. Probably, yeah. I'll bet you do. I think they kind of do all the big routes, as far as I know.
I do have this in my library, and I acquired it recently myself. I have not played it, so it's a good question.
It's worth playing.
I will boop it.
Yes, I think that we'll see. Hopefully, Heather will try it, and she can give us the true meaning of Christmas. But Brian,
well, in order for Heather to try it, she needs to first predict who's going to win. And your topic today. So a couple weeks ago, Jonah Hill was on Saturday Night Live, and it was his 5th time hosting Saturday Night Live. So he joined the 5 Timers Club. I want you guys to name the other members, the other 19 members of the 5 Timers Club, people who have hosted Saturday Night Live 5 or more times.
Oh, 5 or more. I can do that. All right.
5 or more times.
I thought it was like exactly 5. Okay.
Oh, good Lord, no.
Yeah,
no. As a matter of fact, I think only 4 of these people, 6 of these people have only hosted 5 times. So really, once you become a 5-timer, they pretty much keep calling you back.
Yeah.
Heather, knowing that that's the topic, who do you think is going to come out on top?
Normally I'm Team Dunaway, but I'm going to go with Scott with this one.
Yeah. Okay, I think I take that as a compliment.
And who would you like to begin?
Let's go with Scott.
Okay.
All right. By the way, this one comes to us from Ryan from Michigan. Thank you, Ryan. I loved this one. I think I'd kill at this one, but I don't know how much Scott and Brian watch the show, so I'm excited to see how they do.
It's been a while, but I have a good idea of regular hosts, I think.
All right. Well, Scott, you are beginning. Who are you picking first?
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Mm-hmm. He's hosted the show 7 times.
Yeah. I knew it had to be at least 5.
Right,
Yep.
right.
All right. Dunaway.
Yeah.
I saw the skit, so Tina Fey was there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Tina Fey, she's also hosted 6 times, but has appeared as a special guest twice. Of course, probably appearing as Sarah Palin.
Yeah.
Nah.
She's done some
Because that's when they bring you on for a special guest.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, he is, I think, number 1 on the list. He's been the host 17 times.
Jeez.
And then 26 additional appearances as special guest. Here's the deal. I think it's because he lives in New York, and if somebody backs out last minute, he can always come in.
Yep.
Unless, he's arrested for something.
Sure.
Oh, it's nice.
Nice.
Yeah, like he has been recently.
All right, Dunaway, let's take that. Match that.
Also in the skit was Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore, 6 times as host, 3 times as special guest. Very good.
Right.
Now we're getting into tricky territory.
Yes. Nitty gritty.
Steve Martin.
Steve Martin, very good. Very good one. 15 times he's hosted, 11 times additionally as a special guest. So Steve Martin, right up there with Alec Baldwin.
All right.
Right.
I think he also lives in New York.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And Jonah Hill is excluded from this, right? Because he
Jonah
just
Hill is
entered
excluded,
it.
also because I used that as the as the segue into this game. Yes.
Right. Candice Bergman.
Candice Bergman. Bergman.
Bergman.
Did I say Bergman?
You said Bergman.
Bergman.
Wait a minute. You're going to allow it? Oh.
I'm allowing it. Come on, because it's not
Bergen.
It's Candice Bergen. 5 times as host, and she was in that same skit with Jonah Hill and Drew Barrymore.
I've not seen this skit, so it puts me at a disadvantage.
Well, guess what? You've already named all the people who are in that skit.
Say the skit. Yeah. Do I get extra points?
Oh, is that the whole skit? Okay.
That's the whole skit.
No,
you
don't. There was one other person in there, but he's never left the show long enough to be a guest.
That's right. Exactly.
I'm gonna say, I think Justin Timberlake, maybe.
Justin Timberlake. 5 times he's hosted. 1 time he was the musical guest with NSYNC, and then 8 times as special guest. Yeah, only 5 times.
Okay.
Come on down to Timberlake Town.
I love when he dresses up and the little fits and dresses around. Oh, so much fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love it. I know Tom Hanks has been there plenty of times.
Tom Hanks has absolutely done it a bunch of times. One of my favorite skits of his is the Mr. No Short-Term Memory guy. And anyway, 9 times as host, 7 times as special guest.
Okay.
Very good.
I don't know how long it's been. I want to say I've seen a lot of John Goodman.
You have definitely seen a lot of John Goodman. 12 times he's hosted the show, and then appeared 9 more times as special guest. He was, God, who was the person recently that he's been appearing as? De Niro's been appearing as Mueller.
Right.
But I can't remember who John Goodman was appearing as. He was also the lawyer, that lawyer woman. John Florida, 1968 says John Goodman's 13 times. I have 12 on my list as of October 17th, so it might be. Yeah, Linda Tripp.
He was Linda Tripp. Yeah.
That's right, Linda Tripp.
I actually feel bad for her. I listened to this interview with her recently, and she was maligned.
Really ripped on her looks, yeah.
It's all right, though.
All right. Scott got John Goodman. Brian, what have you got?
How about Jack Black?
Jack?
He's been on there plenty of times.
Black. Has he?
Well, has he?
Plenty of times.
Has he been? You think?
I'm not so confident now.
Well,
but
that's his answer.
That's his answer. I'm double checking this because he is not on my list. I'm going to double check 4 times, 3 as host, 1 as musical guest with Tenacious D. That does not make him a host.
Yes!
So Scott wins.
I win. That's awesome. How many more people are on that list? Because I'm out. I have no.
Yeah. Really? Would you have had another guess?
I might have said Melissa McCarthy, but I may be thinking of all her.
McCarthy would have been a great guest. She's hosted 5 times. She even did a song for her 4th time where she thought it was her 5th time. Buck Henry, Chevy Chase, Danny DeVito, Elliot Gould, Sting, 6 times as host and musical guest, like he was the combo. Melissa McCarthy, who you just said, Bill Murray, Ben Affleck, Scarlett Johansson, and Dwayne Johnson.
Wow. Oh, The Rock? What?
The Rock has hosted 5 times.
Oh, I would have never guessed The Rock. I know he's hosted. I just didn't think it was 5 times. That's crazy to me. All right. Well, that was a nail biter, dude. You know what this means? This means that Heather, you backed the right horse. Yeah, nice job.
Woohoo!
Well done. So here's. Oh wait, I should play this for you because it's tradition.
Congratulations.
There you go.
You're a winner.
All you gots to do to collect your winnings is send an email to Brian over there at coverville@gmail.com. He'll get you the codes and get you all hooked up and send you on your way with fabulous prizes. And congratulations and well done.
Yeah, well done.
Well, thanks.
You bet. Nice to talk to you. I like Heather.
You know what's
She's
funny
nice.
is in a lot of the sketches for the 5-Timers Club, Paul Simon appears.
Yeah.
He's only hosted the show 4 times, but he's appeared 8 times as a musical guest and 5 times as a special guest. But they're calling him a member of the 5-Timers Club, even though he hasn't hosted 5 times.
Hey, Dunaway, here's a fun little trivia for you. Since you lost today, here's a little chance for you to win back some of your credibility. Are you ready? Here you go.
All right, good. Thanks for the rubbing.
How many SNL regulars? Or no, let's not say how many. Name a SNL regular who appeared specifically in his that song from his like African-inspired album with the. Just call me Betty. You can call me Al. Yeah, you can call me Al. Who famously is in that video? Who is also a regular SNL cast member?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going through the video in my head, and I'm like, was Chevy Jason?
You got it. Nailed
That's
it.
right.
Congratulations. Yeah. You win nothing. Hold on, let's see. You win. You can win this. Here you go. There you go. You win a little ding-dong sound.
Win a ding. Well done.
You've done it. Here's what else. Everyone else listening will win more, and they'll do that by tuning in today at 3:30 Mountain Time for The Boop Show with me and Brian Dunaway, where we talk about video games at length and likely much less intensely about things like Diablo Immortal. So a little more light-hearted business today at 3:30. Right here at frogpants.tv. Brian Dunaway, everybody. Take it easy. Kiss my butt. We'll see you later. Bye. All right.
Well done.
It's a good time right there. Good times. Now, join us for this.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
Hey, it's the news brought to you by...
Scott, we should talk about Dan's Cool Charity.
We should. Well, here's the deal. So he talked about it a little bit on Friday with us.
Is this Dan Patrice?
Dan Patrice, yeah. Dan the Tabletop Man.
Yep.
And he just wanted to make sure to let us know that his fundraiser that he ran went really well over the weekend, but they're still taking donations. They've raised $15,000 this year. between the event day and online donations combined. Their 8-year total is now $130,000. They'll still take stuff if people are interested in backing this cause. If you go to firstgiving.com/fundraiser/gamersforcures/2018 is the web URL. It's kind of long, but we'll put it out on the Twitter account as well, so you can get that. But yeah, go check it out. It's a really good cause, and Dan did a great job with it. And his daughter suffers from the disease they're working toward curing. I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna go look at it. It's called. Okay. Oh, I know you use cookies. That's fine. Website. Here we go. That is for. Oh, my brain. Poor game. I can't find it. Turner syndrome. That's it.
Turner syndrome.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really good people donating money for that. If that's something you have some passion about, go check that out and help Dan out if you would. All right. Well, there's that then.
Yeah.
Brian.
Yes, sir.
Here's the news. How about this one? Long time no see. You know the old phrase, long time no see?
I do. I'm very familiar with that phrase, yes.
So if I hadn't seen you for about a year, I'd go, hey, Brian, long time no see. Right?
Sure. It's like it's the human equivalent of first-time caller, long-time listener.
Yeah, yeah. Well, if you're at Colorado State University, CSU.
Oh, yes. It's just up there, up the road in Fart Collins.
Bad news. It's now considered offensive, non-inclusive language at that university.
Oh, to blind people. No,
Well,
I don't know why it would be offensive. I can't wait to find out.
Well, let's find out. It could be. This one I've left as a surprise to myself because I actually don't know why they're upset. Right. But anyway, at Colorado State University, our CSU administrators have designated the common greeting long time no see as non-inclusive language. That, according to a student, Katrina Leiby, who writes for the campus newspaper, the Rocky Mountain Collegian. Leiby met with Zahar Al-Saloom, Director of Diversity and Inclusion at CSU, who showed her a list of terms and phrases considered contrary to the university's mission of fostering inclusion. Quote, one of these phrases is long time no see, which is viewed as derogatory toward those of Asian descent. Not just blind Asians.
Really?
Asians of all types.
Because it's like people are assuming that it comes from a long time and no see kind of thing.
I think you're right.
Chinese secret. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This is dumb, but okay.
It says she also noted administrators discouraging of you guys in favor of y'all, which is gender neutral and ungrammatical.
Well, that's you're forcing a southern
stereotype
idiom.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally agree. You're also I call my wife dude. What are they gonna do about me? You guys gonna come after me? Oh my goodness!
I say you people, you a-holes. Hey, what are you a-holes doing for lunch?
What are you a-holes doing for lunch? Let's go. It has been a very long. It has been quite a long time since I have seen you. That's what you'll say now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, her column does not claim that administrators force students to use gender-neutral terminology. Just such terminology is preferred. She did not respond to a request for comment. The college fixes Jennifer Cabani sees this as an example of campus political correctness run amok, and I'm having a hard time disagreeing. I can't imagine anyone reading racial subtext into long time no see unless they have already been instructed to look at it. I think I agree with that. This is a dumb one, guys. This is a dumb one.
It really is, yeah.
I understand somebody going, we probably shouldn't call each other the FAG word just for laughs like we did in the 80s. It's probably not good. I get that one.
That one makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. I get the derogatory nature. I get all that. I don't understand long time no see.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is long time.
I've used it, but I wouldn't have a problem. Like if ran into Bo at BlizzCon, I could have easily said, "Hey, Bo, long time no see,"
and he would not have been offended.
And he'd be like, "Oh my God, with the Asian slurs! How dare you? This is America!"
But like it's our waiter, America. But like the whole, it's supposed to be long time, comma, no see. It isn't long time no see. It's not like a sentence. It's long time no see. I haven't seen you for a long time. It's a shortening. It's a fun little flourish on the language. That's all that is. Y'all need to knock that off. I understand if it's derogatory. This isn't derogatory. How is this derogatory to anybody?
It's not derogatory. Those little gnats that you get bitten by in the islands when you go like on a cruise or go out to the beach are called no-see-ums. Is that the similar Asian slur?
Oh, don't give
I always
them
thought
any
it was
ideas.
no-see-ums because you can't see them, and that seems like a great name.
Yeah.
No-see-um.
I don't know, man. You want to? Let's see. Major Spoilers just posted something. Let's see what we get. Late breaking info here. Okay. From long time no see to bugger, these overused expressions have racist origins. Okay, let's see what this says. This is according to news.com.au. That's Australia.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Bugger. I love the phrase.
Sounds like your accurate day-to-day scenario. In all seriousness, there's a ton of colloquial words and phrases with surprisingly sinister origins. Here's a quick breakdown. Here we go. It's been a while since I last... What? Oh, long time no see. Origin. In the early 1900s, this phrase was used to mock immigrants who spoke English as a second language. In particular, it was used as a way to mock the Chinese language, given the words, given that the words are derived from the Chinese Pidgin English, according to stuff. Let's see. In accordance with language sentence structure. No can do, they say, is a similar thing. They also have gypped here, which we've talked about. Bugger, which is... it's Bulgarian for doing it.
No can do. That's another one that surprises me. Like it says it's also Chinese Pidgin English.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Hall & Oates. You're gonna have to change the lyrics to "I can't go for that."
I can't go for that.
I can't go for that. No, I'm not able to do that.
I'm not able to do that. But see, this is where I would actually argue. Okay, so you've given us some examples of like old stuff, right? And
yeah.
I get it. That maybe some of the origins are a little suspect, but here's what I would say. We've stripped them of any of that meaning, and I don't think anyone who says long time no see even knows that or has any inkling of the idea that this would have come from there. So I feel like isn't it better that we have it stripped of its negativity and use it despite its negativity? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I'd really, this if you really were to analyze a lot of our origins of language, who knows how many other things that are completely innocuous that we use on a regular daily basis had origins in slavery or origins in the way we treated immigrants and things like that.
Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, is on this list.
Oh, is it?
Because the form of that poem uses the N-word.
Oh, does it? It's not catch a tiger by the toe? Really?
No, they use the N-word there. But that's not, I don't know. See, again, it's like... I
didn't know that.
Kids using that, whatever. It's like, oh, who's going to get the last Twizzler? All right, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Hey, that's racist!
Yeah. There's another one, Mumbo Jumbo's on here. It says, generic term for confusing and meaningless language. Origins, historians, and etymologists often trace this back to the Mandinke word or Mendenke word mambo jambo or mama jambu, which refers to a masked male dancer who would take part in religious ceremonies. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, mumbo jumbo is a noun and is the name of a grotesque idol said to have been worshipped by some tribes. In its figurative sense, mumbo jumbo is an object of senseless veneration of meaningless ritual. Well, how's that offensive? That's just antique. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we try to do this stuff too hard. When somebody says to me, that's a lot of mumbo jumbo or long time no see, guess what? I don't assume that they're being racist turds.
Right.
Of course they're not. So we got to just just tread a little. I'm all about be considerate, be kind, be thoughtful, be all those things. Try to change the way you think. All of that stuff. You've heard the show before. You already know this about me and Brian. But I'm just saying, at some point you got to. I mean, I'm tiptoeing around words that have zero meaning to me. And then you're like, well, if you're offended by it, well, then tell me how. But if you're just offended because you think you should be, because you found out in the 1700s some lady said something, it's not enough, man.
And I think we need to separate, like you're saying, intent from the words themselves. The words themselves have no power. They have no meaning. It's like George Carlin, the 7 words you can't say on television. Just because that phrase or that word is associated with negative connotation. If you use it with the intent of hurting someone, if you use it like a knife to stab someone, then it's offensive. If you're using it in innocuous context, I'd say, unless it's a word that was only ever used for racism,
right?
I'm certainly not trying to say, we should be able to say the N-word as long as we don't mean it. Yeah. But no, that word has only ever been racist. The term that the Brits use for a cigarette that we brought up, the F word earlier, is
the other F
always
word.
Been offensive.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I think you just,
because a word has origins, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. It's like I can't say, what's a good one?
I wouldn't use the phrase, if somebody took something back, I wouldn't use the phrase Indian giver, right? Because I know that, all right, well, that's, that it's, I guess I'm contradicting myself, because that is something that we all grew up with, innocuous, sitting on the floor Indian style or whatever. And it did come from racist origins. Even though we didn't know about it, we wouldn't use those.
Yeah, I remember a nursery rhyme or nursery time, like elementary school era song about Native Americans when I was a kid. And it was like a lot of, hey, yeah, and putting your arms together and all that. And I think about it now, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's pretty lame. Like, that's just you making a cartoon out of an entire people. And I think you can come to those conclusions on your own. You don't need some school to tell you. But when it comes to stuff like long time no see, come on, man. Really?
Yeah. I mean,
now that they've applied the meaning to it, it's all I can think of.
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, it has been a long time since I have seen you.
Yes. How long has it been since I last saw you?
Yeah. Essential Tremor in the chat room is right, too. These phrases have generations of hateful history behind them, everything from simple offense to dehumanization to flat-out murder. You know what? It's if somebody is offended by that, I
long time no see has that? Doesn't have like a long. It doesn't have that. We just found out about it today.
Racism, making fun of a language issue, but yeah.
But we just found out.
Oh, I know. No, I'm saying, like, if someone were to come to me and say, actually, that phrase kind of offends me because, my grandfather was Asian. He used to always say that, and he got made fun of, and people would imitate him doing that. I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? I won't say that around you, and I'll probably be more aware of not saying that around, or just not saying that and figuring out a different way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No. I mean, if they did, but see, this you actually just boiled it down. This is exactly my point. Across the board with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal exchange between you and another person.
Mm-hmm.
They express a problem, and you responded, and you would respond in the way that anybody who's nice and has relationships would. You'd say, "Oh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I wouldn't do that intentionally." And they know you're not doing it intentionally, but they feel comfortable enough to tell you, and you feel comfortable enough to say you're sorry, and you move on with your day. I have no problem with that. Zero. Yeah. Zero problem with that. In fact, I am all for that. That's human. That's personal. That's relationships. That's flesh on flesh business, right? That's what we do. Right. What I don't like is the internet spending their entire day telling each other what to think. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Because that's not the relationship. It's not the relationship. I mean, I understand, like, someone in the chat room goes, oh, it's, what do you say? I can't find it now. Where'd it go? Boy, you guys are chatting a lot today. I can't find it now, but it was a good comment. I can't find it.
Do we get to a point, though, where our language and the way we communicate gets so sanitized that, we find out, let's say we find out that 60% of our speech, of things that we say on a regular basis, comes from racist origins or, offensive backgrounds. It scares me that we're going to get to that point.
We're already there. Here's the other thing too. When you say to somebody, well, I'm sorry that learning about history sucks, but you should be aware. I'm sorry about bringing awareness to the subject or whatever. What you're doing is you're placing intent on somebody, and that's where I start having a problem. Sure. And I know that's hard to do. It doesn't even almost matter. If somebody publicly says, oh, you really shouldn't say that, your reaction's always going to be, well, don't tell me what I shouldn't say. Who are you to tell me? What are you, perfect Joe smart man over there who can tell me what to do? Like, it's just a complicated mess that's missing the personal connection. And it's the personal connection that matters. So my current mode of operation these days is keep it personal, keep it with the people you care about, that care about you. And everyone else, just whatever, take a back seat. It's not as important. Sorry. It just isn't. Like, I just don't know you very well.
Yeah.
If I knew you better, we could have a more meaningful conversation about things that offend you, delight you, whatever. But we can't do it through this big, thick sheet of internet anonymity where we don't know anything about each other's lives. It just doesn't, it's just not possible. So if Brian tells me, oh, don't say that, it offends me, I'm going to take that more, I'll take that more seriously than some stranger telling me that.
Exactly.
And the strangers don't understand that they don't get to just stand on a freaking thing and tell everybody how to think or believe and think that it's weird that they react poorly to that. Of course they do. You're walking in going, hey, I don't like the thing you're doing. You don't know me at all and you have no idea where I'm coming from, but don't do it. Like, nobody wants that. Nobody reacts to that nicely.
I just know that I'm only going to refer to them as saltines from now on.
Crackers?
Not crackers.
Okay, good. When next time you call me a cracker, Brian, I would prefer if you'd call me a
saltine.
Yeah, a Toll House
Hey, my
Buttercrisp.
saltine, how are you?
Hey, what up, my saltine? I like saltines. Is that weird?
I do too. No, that's...
I could eat.
Chili.
I could wreck like
I know
a
we
whole,
talked about your saltines and ragu.
I got a bunch of support emails about that. People are like, "Oh, I love that too."
Yeah, I've also seen a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Yeah, that's gross."
Yeah, and what?
Confirmation bias. You'll always find the emails that say, "That's awesome. You should totally eat that."
Okay, Jay Calhoun's playing a little game here. He says, "No one has ever told me to my face that I am wrong to say the N-word is wrong. So can I keep saying it?" Yes. It's obvious, though. See, we all go. This is the other problem. When this stuff comes up in public venues, people start going,
"Yes."
So what if you? No, I'm saying yes. It's offensive. But my point is,
he asked if he could keep saying it. We're not saying yes.
No, he says no one's ever told me. Oh, I see. I read his question a little bit wrong.
So can I keep saying it?
Yeah, no, I don't mean you should keep saying it. You shouldn't say it at all. But if you do, also, all right. I mean,
there are degrees, and there are degrees of this, and it's.
I can't stop you from doing whatever you're going to do in your life, but I prefer it. I mean, I'm not going to hang around you very much if you do, because I don't like that word. That word makes me angry. Anyway, so there you go.
Anyway,
you hear it. I keep saying the N-word. No, you don't. Quit saying it, Jay Calhoun. Unless you mean the N in your name. All right. Well, there's that. That's a fun first story that took us all the way to 10. We're going to take a break. We're going to do all this other news tomorrow. When we come back, major spoilers, Trek Nerd, all that business. So stick around. But, Brian, I can't go till I have a song.
That's right. Indie in the Middle time. This one comes to us from the Vermilion Parish. That is in Louisiana. This is a trio that was releasing their debut album. 12 songs on this brand new album, and they're all rockers. Totally get a... Boy, you're going to hear a Stone Temple Pilots, Nirvana, Pearl Jam influence on this 100%. I love this. The brand new album is called